Welcome to the Tennis Warehouse racket review of the Babolat Pure Drive. This version of the Pure Drive features FSI power technology with diamond-shaped grommet holes and wider string spacing. The result is a noticeable boost in both power and spin potential. Babolat updates its Cortex dampening system with viscoelastic rubber as used in the space industry. The upshot is better dampening and decidedly more muted feel. The strung specs come in at 11.2 ounces, 4 points headlight, a 71 RA, and a 324 swing weight. First up today we have Michelle. Now Michelle, you used to use the Pure Drive in college. How did this latest version stack up for you?
Yeah, I love the Pure Drive. It's always going to be a guilty pleasure for me in my game. Just that feel at the sweet spot when I'm cracking forehands is one of my favorite things about tennis. So I enjoyed this update. I did find the string spacing to feel a little more open than the previous generation. So I found easy power and a bit more spin than normal. I was struggling a little bit with the feel in the upper hoop. I just felt it to be slightly inconsistent. But off ground strokes, it's exactly what you're gonna expect from a Pure Drive. Lots of power, lots of spin. At net, really easy point and shoot volleys. Now where I absolutely loved this racket was on serve. I don't know if it's that nostalgic feeling with it in my hand, but I was cracking huge flat first serves and I loved hitting kick serves with this. So I was getting lots of kick. Best kick serve I've hit in a long time. So love that about this. On returns, I just had to be aware of my personal power and just pull back a bit and start the point off a little smarter without hitting too big right off the bat. But all in all, I enjoyed this update and it was a super fun play test.
Next up we have Tiff. Now Tiff, like Michelle, I know you've used different versions of the Pure Drive in the past. You've probably tested pretty much all of them. How did the latest one work for you?
Well, just like all those Pure Drives, I really like how easy this one is to pick up and use. Now, that being said, I did take a little bit extra time than most Pure Drives in the past to get used to. I feel like I was getting a little bit more spin, like Michelle indicated. So I was having to adjust my targeting. Once I got adjusted to that, I really enjoyed the Pure Drive for what the Pure Drive offers me. It's really easy to pick up balls from the baseline, and I don't get pushed back so easily, so I can flick a ball and still get a good shot and not be toast from my opponent. My also favorite shot, just like Michelle, is a serve. And that's one place that I just love that Pure Drive power. I was just getting better spin, better pace, so I didn't feel like I was on the defensive right off the bat. I did notice that I needed to rein in my returns a little bit. I was enjoying the depth I was getting, but sometimes I was not really finding my targets quite as much as I like. But overall, just really love to pick up a new Pure Drive and just have fun off the baseline.
Next up we have Hannah. Now Hannah, you used the Pure Strike Project 1.7 as your regular racket. What did you think of the new Pure Drive and how did it stack up against that one?
This new Pure Drive, it's an effortless experience just like the old ones. Compared to the Pure Strike, I do get more control with that and that's why I like it better for my game personally. But this was all about power. I was really just reaching past the service line with this with a lot of ease. Good force and could generate tons of spin too, so it could be super aggressive from the baseline with this, which was awesome. Compared to the old version, I was just definitely hitting a more heavier ball, and I would say that this one has a little bit less feel. I was a little bit less connected to the ball, but as I hit with it more, I just really liked the power and force I was getting, especially on ground strokes. On volleys, it was super stable and point and shoot, just like Michelle said. Serves, I could really get precision and power, and that was nice on flat and spin serves. Overall, I found this update to have a nice boost in power and spin.
I was also on this review for the new Pure Drive, and recently I transitioned out of the Pure Drive Plus, so I was super excited to get to hit the new racket. Unlike the other playtesters I've mentioned, a big boost in power and spin for me from this racket. Definitely has a more open and lively feel from the string bed, and then from the baseline I was noticing both when hitting with it and then when hitting against someone that was using it, the ball was coming in at a loopier angle and really kicking off the court with topspin ground strokes. On serves, I was really excited to find out that I could control my flat first serves. I was worried that I might lose a little bit of control and precision on the flat serve, but I found it totally dialed in. And then again, on the spin serves, this racket really came into its own. I was getting great spin and bite, really enjoyed hitting my slice serve out wide with this racket to the deuce side. At net, I really loved the effortless depth I could get. I was really hitting the corners at the baseline really well, and I got pretty good feel at net, more so than I did from the baseline. On the baseline, I prefer the previous version of the racket. It just offers me a little bit more touch and feel. But if I'm looking for a big first serve and to hit big aggressive ground strokes, doesn't really get much better than this one. Really fun play test for me. For the review today, we have 2 rackets strung up, one with Luxilon Alu Power and one with Babolat RPM Blast, both at 53 pounds. That's all we got for this edition of The Review. For more information, be sure to head to tenniswarehouse.com or one of our fine affiliates.